covering news from all around the Latrobe High School. This is WCAT-TV.
Good morning, Greater Latrobe. From the WCAT-TV studio, I'm your host, Sky DeMalta. Mr. Mears has free Jennerstown Speedway tickets for June 19th race. If you would like some free tickets, just stop by the athletic office. The Social Studies Department will be hosting the annual Civil War Living History program today. A local group of reenactors will have an authentic Civil War encampment outside C-106. The program highlights include what life was like during the Civil War for both soldiers and civilians, the role of Latrobe and Youngstown during the Civil War, and what is it like to be a Civil War reenactor today. Although the program is for our U.S. History 1 classes, everyone is welcome. Feel free to come check out the authentic Civil War camp today. Anyone taking AP U.S. History next year must stop in and see Mr. Pratt in C208 prior to the last day of school to get the summer assignment. We go to Ethan Mazurk for the 3-day forecast.
Good morning, Wildcats. It's time for your local weather report. Today is going to be rainy with a high of 68 and a low of 45. The chance for precipitation is about 66%. Tomorrow it will be rainy with a high of 57 and a low of 43. The chance for precipitation is about 50%. And on Sunday it will be partly cloudy with a high of 67 and a low of 45. The chance for precipitation is about 8%. This was my final weather report. I'm very grateful to have brought you your daily weather for 3 years now. It was such an honor to have this opportunity. That's all for your local weather report. Thanks, and back to you.
Wondering what's on the menu for today? Here's Alec Woodring with What's Cooking.
What's cooking, Latrobe? Hope you're having a fantastic day. For today's entree, there'll be a delicious nacho taco platter served along with diced tomatoes, shredded lettuce, garden salsa, and sour cream. Along with all of that, there will also be sweet golden corn. There will also be homemade cheese and pepperoni pizza served with Bosco cheese sticks. And finally, for the grab-and-go bar, there'll be fresh salads, deli hoagies, beef noodle soup. That's what's cooking. Thanks, and back to you.
The yearbook distribution will take place today. Seniors can pick up 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Grade 9 through 11, A through L can pick up 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. And grade 9 through 11, M through Z can pick up at 1:15 to 2:15 p.m. To pick up your yearbook, please come to the outside window of the yearbook room. Signs will be on the windows. In case of rain, distribution will be moved inside to Mrs. Butler's room C101. Times will remain the same. Limited extra yearbooks will be available for sale on a first-to-come, first-served basis beginning at 2:20 p.m. for $100 cash only. No checks will be accepted at that time. Now here's Ben Hamity with the sports report.
Today in national sports news, there are 3 NBA playoff games tonight, including the Knicks at the Hawks for Game 3 at 7 p.m. Then the Nets head to Boston to play the Celtics at 8:30 p.m. To finish off the night, the Clippers head to Dallas to face the Mavericks at 9:30 p.m. Over to the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, many series will finish tonight as teams advance to the second round. The upsets have been the story of the playoffs so far, as we'll be excited to see how it pans out. Lastly, the MLB will have many games tonight as the Rockies play the Pirates in Pittsburgh at 6:35 p.m. Here's Andrew Nagy more about the team.
The Pirates have been off to a rough start this year and are currently last place in the NL Central. They have also lost several key players due to injury, such as Ke'Bryan Hayes, Kai Tom, Chad Cole, Colin Moran, and Phillip Evans. The Pirates have struggled due to these injuries in both offense and defense, and the stats show as they are currently last in the league in home runs and have given up a grand total of 236 runs. And if these players don't come back soon to these injuries, you can expect many more losses for the Bucks.
That's all for national sports. Back to you.
We will be back after these messages.
Any athlete interested in running with a cross-country team this fall but missed the meeting, please see Coach Simpson in C112 for information about summer conditioning, physicals, and the fall schedule.
In 1742, the world's first indoor swimming pool opened in London. In 1900, a total eclipse occurred. In 1927, Hammond scores his 1,000th cricket run of the season only after 22 days. Congressional Committee of Astronauts meets with Project 7 astronauts in 1959. Floods and landslides in Sri Lanka kill at least 151 people in 2017.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of WCAT TV News. Have a great day, Latrobe. Stay tuned for the final edition of Wildcat All Access.
Good morning, Greater Latrobe. Welcome to our final spring sports edition of Wildcat All Access, where we bring you news from all of our Greater Latrobe Wildcat teams. The baseball team ended their season at West Mifflin in the Whippeal quarterfinals after losing 9-5 to Peters Township. The game started out with Peters going up 3-1, but when the third inning hit, the Cats were able to bring it to a one-point game, 4-3, with Peters still up. The Cats continued to go down and come back throughout the game before Peters pulled away 9-5. Tucker Knupp added 3 hits for the Cats with 2 doubles, while Race King contributed a 2-bagger and RBI. Chase Sickenberger was also able to add a single while scoring 2 runs. The Wildcats ended their season record 13-9 overall. We go to reporter Alex Woodring with more about the team.
The 2021 varsity baseball team faced many challenges throughout the course of their season. Each aspect of the team, whether that be the starting pitching to the offense or even the bench, faced many obstacles. But finally, in the latter half of the season, everything seemed to finally come together when the team needed it the most. The Wildcats finished their season winning 8 of their last 9 games, making the playoffs in the process. Here is Coach Poe, the team's pitching coach, on how his playoff approach is different from his regular season approach.
Yes, with playoff games, it's a one-and-done situation, so there's no tomorrow, so we can't save pitchers. You know, if the pitcher starts struggling a little bit, I kind of give them a longer leash during the regular season, but in the playoffs, if the starter starts to struggle a little bit, we got to get a relief pitcher in, because if we lose, there's no tomorrow.
The playoffs aren't only fun for the coaches, but the players as well. Here are the players' favorite part about playoffs.
I think the best part about the playoffs is that every game matters, every team you play is good, and that always brings us one step closer to the Whippeal Championship. So,
the best part about playoffs got to be the intensity. Fans, players, coaches all come ready to play, and being out in the field with the boys during the playoffs has got to be the best time of the year.
My favorite part about playoffs is going to Dino's to eat with my best friends.
Unfortunately, the varsity team fell short to Peters Township with a score of 9-5, ending their playoff run. Better luck next year, Wildcats.
We go to Luke Hamony for an update on the girls lacrosse team.
Thanks, Brennan. Your girls' lax team made the playoffs this year with a section record of 5-5. For your Cats, they played the North Allegheny Tigers. Unfortunately, your Cats fell short by a score of 20-2. Sarah Masco and Caroline Walters were the only girls that knotted a goal against this tough team. But the girls had a great season by entering the postseason and defeating many opponents in the Whippeal. That is all for girls' lax news. Now back to you in the studio, Brennan.
Now, here's Ben Hamony with an update on the boys lacrosse team.
Thanks, Brendan. The boys lacrosse team finished the season with a 9-9 record overall and 2-7 conference record. They were 1 game off of advancing to the Whippeal playoffs, but still saw upside this season. Freshman Aiden Camera scored 75 goals this season to lead the Cats. Ryan Mealy was another freshman who made big contributions to the team this year.
The Cats Lax team had a rough ending to the season with a devastating loss of 14-13 against Penn Trafford for the playoff spot. The boys finished with a record of 9-9 and a rank of 60th place in the state. Aiden Kammerer led the season with 75 goals, coming in as 4th top goal scorer in the state as a freshman. As we are saying goodbye to our seniors, we are also looking for new players to come out next year, so start thinking about playing for Cats Lax.
With many returning starters coming back for next year, it should be interesting to see how the boys do next season. We go to Lauren Davis for a look at what's happening with the track team.
Thanks, Ben. The track team finished off their season strong last Wednesday at the Whippeal Individual Championships held at Slippery Rock University. Brennan Campbell placed 5th in the 110-meter hurdles, Ryan Sickenberger placed 5th in the 100-meter dash, Anna Rafferty placed 6th in the shot put, and the boys 4x400-meter relay team placed 6th. Ryan also placed 4th in long jump, qualifying for the state championships for long jump as well as the 100-meter dash this weekend at Shippensburg University. Congratulations to everyone on a successful season. Now here's reporter Ethan Mazurek with more on the team.
Track is an individual and team-based sport in which one of the goals is to constantly try to beat your personal best in whichever event you're in, whether it's running a 10-second faster mile or throwing a javelin an extra 10 feet. After their last home meet and as the season comes to a close, I asked some of the athletes if they were proud of how they did this season.
Yes, I'm proud of myself this year because track helped me break out of being shy. I met some new people and I broke all my PRs.
At our Lady Spartan Invitational this year that we host every year, we got first place in our 4x400 meter relay.
So for me this season, I really was focused on the 4x4, and this year I was able to make it onto the relay.
Here's Patrick Shimko with an update on the volleyball team.
Thanks, Brandon. The boys faced off against Norwin on the 12 ball and unfortunately lost with a series of 3-0. Some notable players from that game were Frankie Newell with 17 kills and 7 blocks, Will Burkhardt with 10 kills and 7 blocks, Enzo Ray with 10 blocks, Mike Bragnian with 8 blocks, and Dante Fresquero with 18 digs. On the 13th, the boys faced off against Hempfield but also lost to a series of 3-0. Some notable players were Braxton Marshall with 8 kills, Frankie Newell with 6 kills, Tyler Ryan with 22 assists, and Dante Fresquero with 6 digs. On the 18th, the boys unfortunately fell to Butler in the first round of the playoffs. Back to you, Brennan.
The girls softball team played Indiana at Valley High School for the first round of playoffs. They lost 9-8, but it was a very competitive back-and-forth game. They had a fantastic season and are looking forward to what next year brings. Seniors, good luck going forward. Here are some highlights created by Josie Stragus. Thanks for joining us for Wildcat All Access. We will be back next fall. Let's go Cats!